Hello friends, welcome back to SS Coins History. While Kennedy half dollars from 1971, 1972, and 1985 are not rare, they remain important in numismalistrate, the shift from silver to base metals and the gradual disappearance of the half dollar from everyday circulation. For collectors, uncirculated and proof versions hold modest value, but represent a proud chapter of American coinage. Would you like a visual chart comparing the mintages and values year by year? The first step. It seems there's a small confusion in your request. The Liberty half dollar was not produced in 1985. Let's clarify and explore the correct history, geography, mintage, and condition details of the relevant coin. The U.S. has issued multiple half dollars with Liberty themes, but no half dollar was minted in 1985 with a Liberty design. The last circulating U.S. half dollar struck for general use with any reference to Liberty was the Kennedy half dollar, which began in 1964 and continues to this day, though production for circulation stopped in 2001, except for collector sets. Here's a detailed look at the likely coins you're referring to, especially if the coin says Liberty and is from around 1985. First issued 1964, as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy following his assassination in 1963, obverse, portrait of JFK by Gilroy Roberts, with the word Liberty inscribed along the top edge, reverse, presidential seal with eagle by Frank Gasparo. Legends, In God We Trust, United States of America, and half dollar. 2985 Kennedy half dollar mintage, Philadelphia Mint. P. 17,837,507 Denver Mint. D. 2275,524 San Francisco Mint. S. Proof only. For collectors, 3,362,821. Metal composition, 1985. Clad, 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel over a pure copper core. No silver content in regular 1985 coins. Philadelphia, PA. No mint mark in 1985. Denver, CO, D mint mark. San Francisco, CA, S mint mark. Proof coins only. These were not widely used by the public in the 1980s, mostly distributed through banks and ended up in hoards or collections. Typical condition, XF, extra fine, to AU, about uncirculated. Value, 2025. Typically $0.50 to $1 depending on where. MS60 to MS65 values vary depending on eye appeal, luster, and strike. 1985 PD in MS65, valued around 3/7/19, 1985 S proofs, range from $4 to $10, especially if graded PR69 or PR70 by PCGS, NGC. Not a rare coin, but high-grade examples, especially those graded MS67 or higher, are much less common. No known major errors in 1985, but collectors still seek full, strong strikes. Kennedy halves are often collected by year and mint mark. Feature 1985 Kennedy half dollar mint marks P. DS, proof only. Composition copper nickel clad obverse inscription, Liberty. In God We Trust. Year circulation, value 0.50 uncirculated, value to $10, depending on grade mint proof. 1985 S, 412 rarity. Common. If your coin looks significantly different, or says Walking Liberty or something else, like a 1940s or 1920s date, it could be a Walking Liberty half dollar, 1916, 1947, a completely different coin that does contain silver and is collectible. Would you like help identifying your coin more specifically if you upload a photo? The second last step. There is no U.S. Liberty half dollar officially minted in 1971. The likely coin you're referring to is the Kennedy half dollar, minted starting in 1964, following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. In 1971, the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in regular issue half dollars and switched to a copper-nickel clad composition. Now let's dive into the history and details. Obverse. Front. Features a portrait of President John F. Kennedy by Gilroy Roberts. Reverse. Back. The presidential seal, Designed by Frank Gasparo, metal composition, post-1970, 1971 onward. Copper-nickel clad outer layer, 75% copper, 25% nickel core, pure copper. After JFK's assassination in November 1963, there was massive public demand for a coin honoring him. The halves Kennedy half-dollar was approved and first minted in 1964, replacing the Franklin half-dollar. The 1964 coin was 90% silver, but due to hoarding, silver content was reduced starting in 1965. 1971 marked the first year no silver was used in the half-dollar for circulation coins. The U.S. Mint switched to base metal composition due to rising silver costs and public hoarding. Kennedy half-dollars in 1971 were minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D mint mark. San Francisco produced only proof coins for collectors. Proof versions have the S mint mark and a mirror-like finish. By 1971, the half-dollar had already begun to disappear from daily circulation. People hoarded earlier silver versions. Even the copper-nickel versions weren't widely used in commerce. Banks received them, but they sat unused due to public disinterest. As a result, half-dollars post-1971 circulated poorly. Most ended up in bank vaults, collections, or casino coin machines, especially in Las Vegas. Mintage circulated value uncirculated value, 1971. Philadelphia, 155,050, 102, 4,971D. Denver, 302,050, 1 row. 2, Fav 1971S, proof, 3 million on A, not circulated. Feroers 10 plus. Note, these values depend on condition circulated. GVF, worn details worth face value or a little more. Uncirculated, MS60, MS70. Sharp details, nowhere. Value increases by grade. MS63, 2, 4 MS65. 550 MS67 and above. Rare, value jumps sharply. Many people assume all Kennedy half-dollars are silver, not true after 1970. Only 1964-1970 circulation half-dollars contain silver. 1964, 90% silver. 1965-1970, 40% silver, mostly found in special mint sets or collector's coins. You mentioned Liberty half-dollar. That term is often used informally. Officially, Liberty appeared on many older coins, like the Walking Liberty half-dollar, 1916-1947. The Kennedy half-dollar still says Liberty across the top of the obverse, above Kennedy's head. Steps to determine value. Check the mint mark. Look near the date. Examine for condition. Scratches, shine, sharpness of detail. Look for errors. Off-center strike, doubling, missing lettering. Consider grading by a professional like PCGS or NGC if it looks uncirculated. Feature details, coin name Kennedy, half-dollar year 1971 composition copper, nickel, no silver, mints Philadelphia, no mark, Denver, D, San Francisco, S. Proof, circulation use limited by 1971. Mostly stored or collected, average value $0.51 in circulation. Up to 10 plus uncirculated silver content. None common confusion. Mistaken for silver due to size, or design. Would you like help identifying or valuing a specific 1971 half-dollar you own? Feel free to upload a photo. Last step. The Liberty half-dollar you're referring to from 1972 is most likely the Kennedy half-dollar, since the Liberty inscription appears prominently on all U.S. coins, including this one. Let's dive into its history, design, geography, circulation, and value, both circulated and uncirculated. This is a comprehensive overview suitable for a 5-minute detailed reading. After the assassination of President John F. Kennedy on November 22, 1963, the U.S. Mint quickly moved to honor him. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, replacing the Franklin half-dollar. The coin was a symbol of national mourning and remembrance. Designer, Gilroy Roberts, obverse. Frank Gasparo, Reverse. First issued, 1964. Material changes, 1964. 90% silver, 10% copper. 65. 1970. 40% silver. 1971 onward. Copper-nickel clad composition. No silver. So your 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is made of a copper-nickel clad, 75% copper, and 25% nickel over a pure copper core. Obverse, front. Portrait of John F. Kennedy facing left. The word liberty arches over his head. Below the portrait is the year 1972, and the motto, "In God We Trust," is split across the neck. Reverse, back. The presidential seal, a heraldic eagle with a shield on its chest, clutching an olive branch and arrows. Around the seal are the words, "United States of America" and half-dollar. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar was minted at 3 U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; San Francisco, S mint mark, only for proof coins circulation. Breakdown, approximate. Philadelphia, 153 million; Denver, 141 million; San Francisco, 3 million proof coins, not for circulation. These coins circulated across the U.S., but saw reduced use in daily transactions by the 1970s. Many Americans hoarded them as commemoratives or collectibles, reducing their use as real currency. Appearance. Noticeable wear on Kennedy's hair, cheek, and jaw. The eagle's feathers on the reverse may be smooth or faint. Value as of 2025. Typically face value, 50 cents, to about $1 depending on grade and demand. Appearance. No wear. Retains original mint luster. Can range from MS60, mint state but with minor flaws, to MS67 plus, highly graded. Value, MS60, MS63, $2 to $5, MS64, MS66, $7 to $20 plus MS67 or higher. Can reach 100 plus, but rare, specially made for collectors with mirror-like finish. Value, PR60 to PR70, $3 to $15, higher if graded. PR70 deep cameo. The 1972 half-dollar contains no silver, unlike earlier years. It has a diameter of 30.6 meters and weighs 11.34 grams. It's not rare, but high-grade uncirculated or proof coins are sought after by collectors. In 1972, these coins were often kept as souvenirs, so many still exist in better condition. While not considered rare, Kennedy half-dollars from the early 1970s are popular due to their historical significance. Uncirculated and proof versions are often collected as part of date mint mark sets. However, mass production limits their investment potential unless graded exceptionally high. Would you like help identifying the condition or potential value of your specific coin with a photo?